Alright, welcome to part 4. Apologize for this one taking a little while. I've had quite a bit of problems with my video capture software. I think it's due to the fact that I formatted my machine and lost all my drivers and everything. Anyways, hopefully it'll work this time. First thing I want to do is I want to straighten this chin out just a little bit. It's still bugging me, so I'm just going to go in there and grab those polygons and extrude them out a little bit. And just start adjusting them to where it fits on there a little better. Go grab the old smooth tool in the sculpt area, in the sculpt mode, and grab the smooth tool. Just kind of smooth this chin up, get it a little where it goes in with the rest of the face a little better. Almost there. Get my grab tool. Grab the grab tool, and kind of try to work with this a little bit. Nitpicky details, they just bug me until I get them looking the way I want. So anyways, I think that'll work for now. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to jump in and do the inside of the mouth. So I'm going to go back into object mode, grab this, go into edit mode. I'm going to turn off the mirror modifier for right now. Go ahead and pop back out of edit mode, grab that sphere, hit H to hide them. Go into side mode. Boy, I'm going to really have to work on that chin. It's really bugging me now that I can see it over here. Anyways, go into right view by holding control down and hitting 3 on the numpad. And go into edit mode. Edit mode. Grab these parts inside the mouth here and start building the inside of the mouth. And kind of get a hint of the throat area going on here. And I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and sew these together. And there we go. And go ahead and grab these and try to round them up a little bit. Uh-oh, I'm on the wrong axis, I guess. There we go. Grab that. Scale it on the x-axis a little smaller. Move it in. Scale that down quite a bit. I want it to kind of taper off and kind of give the impression of a deeper opening. We don't want it to actually be a deeper opening, we just want to give the impression that it is. Okay. Side view, right side. And another way to kind of give that more of an impression is kind of curve it down. So if you're looking at it straight from in front, you just see the curving down part. You don't actually see the rounded inside part right there. So see, there we go. Nope, hit Control A, I guess. Okay. Now, go ahead and do the gums, I guess. And what I want to do here is, I know we hate triangles, but I'm going to convert that to a triangle. Just select the polygon and hit Control T, and it turns it into a triangle. But it's not the triangle. I want it to be crossways, and it's going, or actually I want it to be long ways, and it's kind of going crossways. So in order to fix that, I hit Control F. Control Shift F, and it flips those triangle edges. That's what I want. And you know what? I kind of want that to be, I kind of want to subdivide that now. So I'm just going to grab this. I'll show you why here in a second. Subdivide that now. Now I can give the gums a little bit of a rounded corner, a little easier. Let's see. Okay. Now let's do the same thing up on top. It's going to be this polygon right here. Control T, Control Shift F. Grab that middle edge and subdivide it. And kind of bring it out some. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and create the gums themselves. So I want to select like a horseshoe shape. Go. And I'm going to extrude, but I'm not going to move them. I'm going to scale them on the z-axis. Scale them kind of going towards each other. So it kind of brings up, let's go a little more on the z-axis. There we go. And now we kind of got some gums going on. If we turn the mirror back on, you can see it a little better. It's kind of got a weird lump right there, so let's grab that one and push it down. Scale it y-axis so it's skinnier. And turn that mirror back off so I can see a little better in here. Okay, now I just want to skinny up the gums so they're not so big. Grab this so it doesn't go so far forward. I really hope this one records. I've done this tutorial about 4 or 5 times now, and each time my video capture software just doesn't want to save it. I don't know why. If you've seen some of my tutorials, I've done one that's like an hour long almost, that rigging tutorial I created, which, by the way, I'll probably do again when I get to that point with this character. So I don't want to go completely do everything with this guy. Show you guys how I do everything from modeling to texturing to rigging and to doing some animation with him. So you might get to see that rigging tutorial again. Maybe I'll take a few tips and do it a little bit better or different this time. But in the meantime, I gotta get the modeling out of the way. Okay, so the gums, they look about the way I want them to, I think. So now I'm going to create the tongue real quick. And I want to grab these 4. Actually, I just want these 2 right here. I'm just going to move them back some. I'm going to side view, extrude. Okay. Kind of rotate a little bit, extrude again. Rotate. Okay, I need to lower these pieces here. Around, extrude, start scaling them down. I'm not going to give him a real long tongue, just enough to be able to form like his L's and D's and N's and things like that. So when he's talking, so it'll make his lip syncing a little more believable. You can get away sometimes with just doing like the sock puppet open and close mouth type of movement, but for a character that's going to look semi-realistic, you probably want to throw in some extra motion in that mouth so it looks like he's actually forming the words rather than just opening and closing his mouth. Okay, a few tweaks here on the tongue, and we'll go start on the teeth. Okay, move these over. Let's bring these guys forward just a little bit. These guys too. Bring that down. Okay, now let's see what it looks like with the mirror on there. Okay, it's looking pretty decent. Okay, so now onto the teeth. Turn that back off. Go into front view. Go into edit mode. I'm just going to click out here in nowhere. So I don't have any polygons behind me when I start working on these teeth. And I'm going to add spacebar, add cube, and it's going to add a cube to this model. So now that since I was in edit mode and I added the cube, it adds it to that model. It's now a piece of that model. So that's good. We wanted it to be. So now I'm going to subdivide this just the one time, and we don't need a lot of detail on these teeth because we're not going to see them most of the time, and when we do see them, they're not going to be the main thing we're looking at. So just kind of get a general toothy shape. Don't want them too big. Try to make them small as possible, yet still look fairly real. Looks like we got a little too far back on that one. There we go. Move this forward. Oh, still had that one, so left it up there. Okay. There we go. And grab these guys now. Move everything forward. There we go. Okay, I paused the recording for just a second so I could study some teeth real quick. We don't need to make them realistic, but I'd like to kind of give them a fairly realistic look about them. So let's see what we can do. Looks like I got about 7.5 minutes left in this 20-minute segment. So let's see what we can do in that amount of time. Control R, create a loop right there. Let's just scale these. Okay. And sharpen up the bottoms of them here. Okay. Once we get this first tooth, we can kind of copy it. First tooth, we can kind of copy it and make the others with it. Okay, so let's grab. Oops. Grab just the tooth. Rotate it just a little bit. Shift D. Copy it out. Scale it down a tad. Make it a little more round. So I'm going to bring it out like this. You just select one vertex of a mesh, and you can hit Control L and select the rest of them that are linked to that mesh. Just a quick trick. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we have convenience stores called Quick Trip. I guess that's what made me say Quick Trip. Anyways. Work on the incisor now. Don't want to make it too sharp. He's not a vampire. Or is he? Maybe they only get sharp when they are ready to feed. I don't know. I've never met a real vampire, so I couldn't say. Okay, so now I'll start with the premolars. Is that what they're called? I don't know. It's been a while since I studied teeth. Grab this bottom loop here if I can grab it. Scale it down on the x-axis so it's not so pointed. And scale it out. Looks like we scaled a little too far. Let's scale it on the x-axis. There we go. And let's bring this central point up here. You know what? I'm going to just select all these polygons, take them in, scale them down a little bit. We're going to use this next loop as part of the bottom of this tooth. So I can bring these down. There we go. And these. Bring that one down just a little. Ah, come on. Alright, now I'll just grab all these, scale it a little bit on the x-axis so it's a little thicker. And there we go, that'll work. Okay, and let's copy that, make it a little smaller since it's one of the smaller molars. Shift D, make that one a little bigger. And one more, and a little smaller. Okay, I think that'll work. Running out of time here, better hurry up. Okay, now create the bottom ones. Shift D, scale on the Z-axis. Actually, I just need to click out. Okay, now scale on the Z-axis, -1. Creates a negative version of it. Bottom teeth are a little bit different. I don't know much about teeth. Oops, wrong tooth. There we go. Bring him in next to those two. I'm gonna make him a little thicker, so I'm gonna rotate him. And then scale, and then bring it back in. And make it a little smaller on the Z-axis. There we go. Okay, grab all these guys. And that one, both of those. Control L. And U2. Okay. Bring those up. Rotate them in just a little. Okay, I think these will work. Now, select these, all of them. Control L, just make sure. Bring them down, scale them. Bring them down, start putting them where they need to go in the mouth. Okay. Scale them up just a little bit, and there we go. So I might have to arrange those gums a little bit. Okay, bottom teeth look about where they need to go. So I'm going to deselect those. And bring the top in, bring it down just a little, and go ahead and start adjusting the gums. Almost there. Hard to see now. To look through this other stuff. Okay. I think that'll work. Now let's turn the mirror back on, see how far that... Wow, that's a big gap. So I'm going to select the face, Control L, and I don't want the face, I want the T, so I'm going to go Control I, and it's going to select the inverse. So now I can move the teeth a little closer together. I need to turn my merge limit way down. It was 0007, I'm going to make it 0003. Okay. And that's still a little too much. Let's make it 0001. Sounds like binary code, doesn't it? 00001. Okay, that'll be fine for now. So, that's all of part 4. Go ahead and save, and I'll see you in part 5.